Hey guys, I wanted to do my review for Greta Gerwig's Barbie. It's so odd to me that I'll just get this out of the way that this has shared the weekend with Oppenheimer and that both movies have been so successful, but also that there's been this kind of joint memeing of the movies, and it goes beyond just people who like films. I feel that people who are even just going to see Barbie have kind of found out about the meme, and I feel that that's kind of the culture that we live in. You know, that right now people like this kind of quick content, and getting to see these memes has kind of drawn people's attention to Oppenheimer. And Barbie itself is good for, I feel like, the quick content crowd. It's very fast paced, very fun to watch. In a way, Oppenheimer is also fast paced. It's fast paced for a 3 hour like courtroom thriller. But let's talk just about Barbie. This movie is a lot of fun. I want to get that out of the way. It is a satire, kind of, but it's mostly camp comedy. You know, the movies have not been really that good recently. They've mostly been reboots, remakes. In 2019, I know a lot of. I mean, I think this is the year to cite as the year where kind of it was the last big year. It's the year the bubble burst. We were getting Star Wars, Toy Story, Avengers, Marvel content, even a Men in Black reboot. And we were getting so much stuff, and then there were just no movies. And we were still getting original content up until that point, but now people rarely go to a theater unless it's a superhero movie or something that has a big name attached to it. So for Barbie to be this new kind of draw, I think it managed to get its attention through social media, through just having a popular name overall, but then a big cast. It has huge musicians attached, musical artists like Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, Ice Spice, Nicki Minaj. There's so much Charlie XCX. I want to say, like, there's so much good music that was in this film. I mean, really catchy songs. But on top of that, this just feels like a type of comedy movie from a while ago. It doesn't feel like a movie you'd see now, in that it just really puts a lot of effort into telling the story about a Barbie who escapes from Barbie Land in a plot very similar to the Lego movie. Not like the same plot, but it rides that kind of similar tonal wave. And just getting to see a movie that's like that, that is a fantasy comedy movie that doesn't really follow any traditional, rules of, not rules of storytelling, but just rules of just like logic. Like, the movie is camp. It is able to just make jokes and be illogical, and the characters can float and levitate, and it's funny, and they have a whole musical sequence which then is kind of the butt of a joke. And it's just very well done. I really shouldn't have been so skeptical, but I thought that Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach did a great job. I was just confused, and I guess, yeah, a little skeptical as to what the film would be about. I didn't know what the theme would even be, if it was body image or if it would be about. It turns out it had I don't want to give much away, and I won't, but it has existential themes about change and about life, but really it's themes that you've seen in other films. I'm not saying that to diss the movie at all. I'm just saying that, Barbie does a good job with what it's doing. It is able to be very funny, but also very meaningful. I do think it's just a little bit too long. See, now's the part where everyone could like slap me and be like, oh, but honestly, I enjoyed the movie. I just do think, yeah, like the ending felt like it could have just been a little shorter, but I liked almost everything about it, really. And really how they kind of minimized the conflict in the end. I think this could have suffered from a huge third act issue, but it didn't have that issue. It manages to be inclusive without feeling forced. It manages to have a conflict and a antagonist without it feeling forced or changing the tone at all. It's still the same tone. It's very funny throughout. And it also manages to, incorporate emotion very well. So I think doing all that, this was a recipe for a fun time at the movies. Very glad I went, and I look forward to seeing the sequels this is going to get, because it will get sequels. So thank you guys for watching.